O holy splendor, mystery bright, Creator of resplendent light, who from abyss of dark and cold bring days and wonders manifold.
It's Father Vogel, and I am driving through Montana, and I can definitely attest to the fact that it is big sky country up here, definitely. And I've been going through it, doing commentary on Pope Francis's Encyclical, Laudato Si, on the care for our common home, on the environment. And I've gotten all the way through all 6 chapters in the commentary, and I just wanted to finish with a concluding video on the final part of chapter 6, which really is his conclusion. And then after these videos, I'm going to have a series of other ones that are going to talk specifically about certain topics that are contained within those chapters, but that I really didn't go into too many details in these chapter summary videos. And the neat thing about a lot of those videos is that I'm not driving while doing it. I'm at a number of my different destinations when I give those reflections. So, at the last part of this final chapter of his encyclical, the Holy Father references first the Trinity. And he has this really fascinating reference to St. Bonaventure. He says St. Bonaventure wrote that, God created all creatures, just like he created us. We were in God's image and likeness. But every creature, in a sense, is after God's image. They don't have spiritual souls the way we do, but they're after his image. So he said that before the fall, before sin entered the world, we could actually look at creatures and we could see how they showed forth the Trinity. This aspect that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, this infinite dynamic exchange of love, this communion of persons, that we could look at creatures and we could see that readily. But now, since the fall has happened, we can't see that as easily. We're clouded. So that's a fascinating thing, just on the top of things. That's something for us to continue to reflect on. But the Pope goes a little bit into it, saying that we can look at the complexities of how all creatures are interrelated to one another, and especially for us as human beings, we are social creatures and we need one another. We're dependent upon one another, and so that right off the bat reflects the fact that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, is triune nature of this infinite dynamic exchange of love. He's very communion in his very being. Then the Holy Father goes and like many encyclicals, popes will, near the end, will reference our Blessed Mother Mary. And Pope Francis does this again here. And he mentions her under the title of Mary, our Mother and Queen of the entire universe. A wonderful image. It's not just about, this image of Queen is not just about, royalty and monarchy, but it's this wonderful image of the great hope that our future hope that we have. That just as Mary is crowned in heaven, so too we receive this crown. But as being this Queen of heaven and earth, that her care extends to everything. Her care extends especially to we, her children, but all of creation being made in God's image and likeness falls under her motherly care. So really, we should talk more about Mary, Queen of the universe, rather than Mother Earth, which is not really a Christian idea. But really, we do have a mother, but that's Mary, and she is the Queen Mother. And she cares for all. And then a neat thing that Pope Francis does after speaking of Mary, he brings it into this relational aspect because he brings in Joseph and talks about how Joseph being the patron of the universal church because both he worked hard, connected to God's creation, but then also and there's a tenderness that he showed forth in caring for the Holy Family. And so he too is our patron of our entire church as we're trying to relate to the rest of the world. Finally, at the end of his encyclical, Pope Francis asks us to join him in prayer, and he gives two prayers. The first prayer is for all people who believe in God, the Creator. And obviously I can't recite the prayer right now since I'm driving, but I'll put it up and let's pause a moment here so that I can put it up in my commentary on the screen. Then the second prayer that he offers is specifically a Christian prayer. So he goes through, and it's a very Trinitarian prayer, speaking to all three persons of the Trinity. And I'll put that up as well here. So this video concludes the summary of each of the 6 chapters of Pope Francis' encyclical Laudato Si. But I'm going to have some more videos following, as I already mentioned, that are going to go into more details in some of the specific examples or specific cases that we find the Pope going into.
Who send the dawn your morning gift, the sad and sleepy heart to lift, and build its brightness through the day, to light the straight and narrow way.